So, everybody, our former favorite progressive online news network, the Young Turks, did a segment about the Taylor Lorenz article in the Washington Post that is the sort of story du jour on Twitter today regarding her expose of the owner of the Libs of TikTok Twitter account. And they chose as a specific target in this segment an LGBTQ person himself, Glenn Greenwald.
The account has emerged as a powerful force on the internet, shaping right-wing media, impacting anti-LGBTQ legislation, and influencing millions by posting viral videos aimed at inciting outrage among the right. Now, the account has been promoted by prominent figures, including Joe Rogan, Meghan McCain, and Glenn Greenwald, who apparently wanted to take some ownership of the account at one point. The online influencer, by the way, Glenn Greenwald not happy about that label. The online influencer, Glenn Greenwald, has amplified it to his 1.8 million Twitter followers while calling himself the account's godfather.
Look, I gotta interrupt for 1 second to talk about that. The account mainly goes after people in the LGBTQ community. And
private citizens, by the way.
The person behind the account, Chaya Rychik, I want to be clear about who it is. It's Chaya Rychik, okay? She's a hateful person, a terrible, terrible person who calls people who are gay predators, who says anyone who's allies of the LGBTQ community is mentally ill. She says that anyone who even mentions someone even being gay, that the fact that a gay person exists in a school is grooming, etc. Right?
Any educator who accurately describes their sexual orientation as anything other than straight should immediately be fired. They want to silence people who have sexual orientations that they don't like. That's what the right wing is all about. And to take away someone's livelihood over their identity is disgusting. And if, look, she wasn't doing anything wrong, okay? If she was just simply reposting what people are saying on social media, well, then why did she want to be anonymous? Is it because she goes out of her way to defame innocent people as pedophiles and groomers?
No, I think she wants to be anonymous because of the segment you're doing right now.
Because of you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think
like that to me is almost the most disingenuous part of all of this.
Fucking idiot.
Well, if you're not a witch, then why don't you want to be thrown into the water with your hands bound?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's what that account did. That's what Libs of TikTok did. I want to just give you a few more details.
Hold on. So Glenn,
hold on, wait, whoa. Don't go any further here. It's time for the big man to jump in.
Is calling himself the godfather of this account. So he signed on for this. Glenn, how much money is worth it? Jesus Christ, man. You want to go dance for them, Glenn? Are you ever going to admit that you've now become a sick right-winger that attacks your own community?
He doesn't need to. I mean, everyone knows. Everyone sees it.
No, but the thing is, of course,
these everyone?
Idiots in the right wing, the dumbest people alive. So when I point that obvious fact out, that you point out is, come on, Cenk, it's too obvious to even mention, right? They're like, no, Glenn Greenwald's more to the left than you are. You morons!
I know, Cenk, but they know he's not. They know he's a useful tool for the right wing. The left knows he's a useful tool for the right wing. The right wing has an interest in presenting him as a leftist to say, see, we're right, the leftist agrees with us. They know what they're doing. That's part of their whole strategy.
That's why Glenn goes and dances for them for money.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, all right.
For what money? What money is he talking about? Are they paying him to appear on Fox? What is he even talking about? What money? The two accusations Cenk likes to make against people who are further to the left than he is that they're right-wingers, that they three, that they are financially compromised somehow, that the things they're saying they don't really believe, they're doing it to clean up, or that they're somehow being controlled by Russia. These are the three approaches he takes, which is the same thing that you would see on Joy Reid. I don't know how they're considered progressive anymore. And I said this many years ago about the Young Turks, that eventually they are going to be what MSNBC looks like. Like that's what is going to be, because the younger generation just is not going to watch Lawrence O'Donnell and that kind of shit. So that's going to be the next version of shit livery. It'll be further to Young Turks are further to the left than MSNBC, but they're certainly not leftists. And for the most part, their talking points around issues like this tend to track pretty closely to the establishment take.
Yeah, that's a good point. First of all, just the accusation of being financially compromised is particularly interesting coming from an organization that took a $20 million check from Jeffrey Katzenberg.
From Jeffrey Katzenberg.
And
right.
then suddenly their coverage pivoted in a much more mainstream liberal direction. That's number one. Number two, Glenn Greenwald had plenty of money before he quit The Intercept and went to Substack. The Intercept paid very, very well. He was very open about the fact that he made a lot of money. It's not clear that he makes that much more money now, although I think he is doing better on Substack than he did at The Intercept. But that's because people are subscribing to him. That's number two. Number three, regarding this accusation of him being a useful tool of the right, let me just explain something about what a real journalist is. A real journalist does not care who they are a tool of. A real journalist states what they think and why they think it, and they provide facts to support it. And if that ends up being a tool of the left, so be it. If that ends up being a tool of the right, so be it. That's called journalism. That's what a journalist does. Number four, I don't know of, I'm not saying they don't exist, I don't know of a journalist who has put themselves at greater personal risk than Glenn Greenwald, whether it was the Snowden leaks or the exposing of the trumped-up charge against Lula da Silva in Brazil, where they locked up a
living in Brazil with his husband.
Yes, he targeted a right. That's number five. The left bona fides of Glenn Greenwald. This guy became a target of his own right-wing government for doing journalism that champions a left-wing political leader who had been wrongfully imprisoned. And now, thanks in large part to that journalism, that left-wing leader, Lula da Silva, has been freed and is running for president, seemingly. I don't know if he's officially announced yet, but he's leading in the polls. He is poised to defeat the right-wing autocratic leader of Brazil, thanks in large part to the work that Glenn Greenwald has done. Glenn Greenwald's husband is a socialist, by the way. And so what the fuck are you talking? Oh, he's a right-winger? Really? Is that the work of a right-winger? Would a right-winger make himself a physical target of a highly corrupt right-wing autocratic government?
Well, he was directly threatened.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. You talk about death threats?
By the government, by
yes,
Bolsonaro.
Of course.
Directly threatened.
Yes, that's what I mean.
It's slurred with anti-gay rhetoric by the head of state, not by an anonymous Twitter troll, by the actual head of state while living in the country. So he literally risked his life, the life of his loved ones. Between that and Edward Snowden, what are you even talking about? On Young Turks collectively, everything they've ever done is not a pimple on the ass of the impact that Glenn Greenwald has had in the real, actual fucking world.
Yeah, very well said. Let's see what else he has to say here.
So go ahead, Glenn, defend the fascists. The fascists coming after your own community. But, oh, hey, you're safe. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. Tucker's always going to protect.
He's not safe and good. His own government's on his ass. His own government is on his ass. What do you mean he's safe and good?
Yeah, like I'm surprised he hasn't been assassinated already, God forbid.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious.
He's still alive.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no, exactly. Is he safe and good?
As soon as that story broke about Bolsonaro, I was like, oh, they're gonna kill that motherfucker, man. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't. Their life is cheap down there, man.
Unbelievable.
You're one of the good ones, Glenn. I bet they won't come after you at the end, right? You're sick, and you should get mental health counseling.
He's basically a Keith Olbermann. It's a Keith Olbermann.
Exactly,
like his shtick is to, you sir are sick. But that's his shtick, man. This soapbox outrage thing. It's remarkable, really, like watching that, how far that show has gone. I think most of us on the left don't really watch it very much anymore. So I haven't really. I don't know if I've seen Cenk doing the Cenk thing in a couple of years. And wow, man, like every time I check in on that show, it's more indistinguishable from any MSNBC show.
Please clap.